Namaste, Dan.
Good to see you, Paulie.
Good to see you too, mate. I've got you on the floor there for a number of reasons. First, your lotus is just exceptional. Um, but another reason is I wanted to demonstrate a couple of things for all of us that are finding themselves chained to a desk for long periods of time. I want to talk about the spine in a very, very simple manner. Okay. So many of us seated at our desks for long periods of time will find ourselves in this forward flexion mode. So we're leaned over, our shoulders are curved like that. We've got that, as you see with Dan, we've got that curvature, that flexion in our spine. Okay. So our spines are very malleable. They can move in so many different directions. But the sad reality is for most of us, we find ourselves in that very position for the vast majority of our entire lives. We'll sit at that in our car, we'll go to our desk job, we might get some drive-through, go to our desk job, come back, sit on the couch, watch Netflix, and then we'll be catatonic lying down once we go to sleep, and we'll do it all over again. So a really great correction movement for us to be able to create symmetry and balance in our body would be to be able to get our spine into extension. Okay. Flexion. So let's say this is your spine. Flexion is your spine bending forward. Extension is your spine bending backwards. So a really, really simple exercise for you to be able to do. Dan, my little model, do you mind hopping into a cobra, if you don't mind?
I'll definitely do that. I just thought while I'm just sitting in this position, something also really interesting, if you're sitting at a desk or in a car, obviously when your hands aren't on the steering wheel, but when your palms are down, you can see there's a bit of internal rotation of the shoulders. And yet when you just face your palms up, all of a sudden it opens your chest and externally rotates your shoulders too. But it's really powerful just to sit there for a moment and just see the benefit of just going from that position to that position, and just see that what that does to your shoulders and chest, and also to your posture. Anyway, I'll get back.
No, that's a really, really valid point that you raised, because so many of us have this internally, like overly internally rotated shoulder posture. So you're spot on. I completely agree.
So when I do a cobra, I've got my shoulder over my elbows, palms facing down, and essentially to extend through my front part of the body and looking up, there's this great stretch through the stomach.
And you're getting a really great stretch through that lower back as well, which you don't expose that part of the spine to when you're in a seated position. Now, Dan, do you want to get into an up dog as well? Now, this is for those people that want to just take it a fraction more, or push that pose a fraction more, and it gets into a little bit further extension. So if you just extend those arms out straight.
I just thought to mention one thing about the distance between my ears and shoulders. So
Yes.
really to maintain that depressed sense of shoulder rather than to hunch in.
Yep. Perfect.
Keep it locked down. And then sometimes when I go from a cobra to a down, to an up dog, I'll just go through a child's pose.
Perfect.
Just to stretch that out, and then I can usually go into this down dog motion where I'm pushing through the ground, shoulders back, chest up, looking up.
And that depressed scapula that you're talking about there just gives you the sense of being able to pull those shoulders away from the ears, and it just gives that posture a little bit of symmetry again. So we're just constantly trying to unlearn the bad habits that we've taught our body in that seated position, because none of them are natural. We're not naturally meant to be seated in that position. Our bodies aren't designed to be able to do that. So if we can do that, even, a couple times a day, but ideally once an hour, if you can just get out of your chair and drop into a couple of those poses and then get back to work, you're going to give your body the time and the attention it needs to create a little bit of balance and symmetry, but you're also going to give your mind a little bit of a break from the task at hand. So even if it's for 60 seconds, so when you come back, you're going to just be able to come back with a fresher mind.
Awesome. Hope this helps.
Thanks, guys.